So in today's video I'm going to teach you how to make this cool retro 3D grid planet. Just before the video gets started, I just want to make a quick shout out to my new upcoming overlay pack. This overlay pack is kind of focused towards people who want to make cool DJ or band backgrounds, or just anyone who wants to kind of spice up their videos a little bit. This pack should be coming up very soon. Yeah, just keep your eyes out for that. Let's get into the video. This is a pretty simple effect, so hopefully this will be a nice short and sharp tutorial. So let's get straight into it. Start a new composition. Create a new solid. I'm just working in 1920 by 1080, and then we search for grid. We're going to change the size from to width slider, and then you can slide that way all the way up, and you'll notice it stops at 200 here. So if you want to make your grid bigger, you can just drag up the number to whatever size you want, but I actually prefer my grid a little bit smaller. Let's say about there. Okay, and now I'm going to search for CC sphere, and then I'm just going to drag out the radius. I might actually just increase the border width on the grid too, like my grid just a little thicker. Okay, so we're going to change, so go into the shading drop down and change the ambient from 10 to 100. That just brings more light onto the grid. And then what you're going to do is change the render from full to just the outside, and then we're going to rename this layer to outside. Okay, next I'm just going to key the rotation, and I'm only going to change the y-axis today, but you can do whatever you like when you're making yours. And then so I'm going to drag this cursor out to 10 seconds. So I've already hit the stopwatch at 0 seconds, and then I've dragged out the cursor to 10, and then I'm just going to change this rotation value to 1, which means every 10 seconds, because I've put that on the 10-second mark, every 10 seconds it's going to do 1 rotation. So that looks good to me. I'm now just going to duplicate that layer, and then I'm going to change the duplicate to inside. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is change the render in the sphere to inside. And now you'll notice it's looking a little busy here. So what we're going to want to do to make the outside pop, we're just going to pull this light intensity down. I'm going to drag it down to about 48, and then we're going to go into the shading drop down and change the ambient. So remember it was at 10 and we changed it to 100. I'm just going to drag that down to 8, and then just to make the outside pop just that little bit further, we're going to add a fast box blur to the inside layer. And so you can pick whatever blur amount you want. That's about overkill. You want something to show through, so I'm thinking 7. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. So yeah, you'll see when I take that fast box blur off, it just still looks a little too busy for me. So that really just, it's the details that count, you know, guys. Alright, so almost done. I'm just going to pre-compose that, and then I'm going to change the color by adding a tint, and this is really useful because you can change it to any color you want. I think I'm going to go for that green kind of look, turquoise, I don't even know what you call this color. And then I'm going to add a glow. I use Deep Glow, so that's a plugin I bought off AE Scripts. I just prefer that over the stock glow that comes in After Effects, but you could do this with the stock glow in After Effects. You just kind of have to play around with it a little bit more. I'm going to change the radius to about 160 and exposure to 0.16. So that looks pretty cool to me, and basically you are done there. But if you want to go the extra mile, what I would do is I'd kind of distort the image just a little bit more. So if you've got Red Giant Universe, you could add Hollow Matrix. So you could go for that kind of look. You wouldn't have to use the Deep Glow because Hollow Matrix adds its own glow. But that's a bit overkill for me. I prefer to add, there's a plugin called TV Pixel, and I bought this off AE Scripts as well. So I just add that and then increase the blend mode. Let's just do 69, that's a good number. There we go. And you'll notice it kind of just distorts it just that little bit. What you can do is add just an overlay underneath. I've got the Max Novak VHS overlay pack. He gives it away for free, so I'll just add that in the link to that in the description. Drag in your overlay you want. You press S on your keyboard for scale. Just drag that up, and then I'm going to bring that underneath. See, that looks pretty cool. And actually, I'm going to go into here, unclick fill background. That takes away that little effect that's going on there. Remember guys, it's the little details that count. I would add a little camera shake to the globe, because you know, in a lot of the retro films the image is quite jumpy, and for my camera shake, the effect that I use uni camera shake, so it's off the Red Giant Universe pack. And you don't have to use the pack, you can just kind of key in your own shake, but I've just found that this is a lot faster for me and helps me get to where I want a little faster. And so I go in and I choose the car mount preset. Cool. And the car mount one just makes the shake go up and down. So that's a bit overkill. Let's drag that master amount down. So 48. Sweet, perfect. That's it guys. Make sure to subscribe. I've got a lot of cool tutorials planned, and I've also got my upcoming overlay pack. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Let's go!